about it. Good morning. This is the Morning Drift, and now on Arrive Alive. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's good to have you.
I'm greatly humbled.
Yeah. A lot of people just always look forward to hearing from you what we want to learn today. I like to bring them up to speed. We started with, mistakes that road users, commonly make, and we started with the pedestrians. Then we went to the motorists. That was, just yesterday. And now we want to take a look at the special group of pedestrians. I hope that's correct.
Very correct.
And the special group today, because we haven't closed schools yet. So we're seeing a lot of children, using the roads. So today, though, it's on the children pedestrians, the safety measures that we have to put in place. And actually, it is our mandate to do that. So Karibu Sana, you can take it away, and you can start by greeting the audience.
Thank you so much. Hello, viewers from wherever corner of the world. I hear it's not only Kenya.
Oh, it's not only Kenya. We are all over the world.
Good job. From wherever place geographically you are seated this morning, welcome, welcome, welcome to the first of its own kind. In Kenya, this is the only TV show that gives you traffic updates and goes in depth for road safety tips, and that is why we are here today.
Thank you, sir.
So feel at home. Tell us where you're watching us from. Facebook and all the channels. Today we want to talk about a special category of pedestrians. When you go to driving school, they only tell you we have the pedestrian category. It's big, it's broad, because it's the largest category ever, because it has the children, it has people with disability, it has drunk people, it has mentally challenged people, it has the old who their reflex actions are different. And whether you like it, at one given time, be you a driver, be you a pilot, you will always come to be a pedestrian. So today we want to measure on the child pedestrian category. Who is a child? The Kenyan law says anybody below the age of 18 is considered as a child. So I'm always having conversations. So yesterday I was talking to Peter Kamwaro, and we were discussing this, and Peter Kamwaro said something. They might look big in body, but remember, they are all below 18, so they are children.
They are children.
And they need our guidance, they need our protection, they need us to show them that love on the road. Actually, whatever we do with them now determines the people they will be next in their time. So this is a very unique category. Schools have been on a midterm break, and now people are back.
Yes.
So those privileged enough, they get to pay school buses for their children. So a driver is responsible over them. But there are some of us who are not much privileged to pay for school transport. Why? Because probably we don't have that money, or there is no need. The school is close to where we stay, and I would love to walk my child to school because of physical exercise. We bond in the morning and blah, blah, blah. But then that is parental love. But as we do it, you come to realize that there is a section of us who don't know how to do it. How to walk with your child on the road is a very vital part, because I've mentioned over and over again that children have adrenaline just like us.
Yes.
But their adrenaline, when triggered, pushes them more to the danger.
Yes.
Well, us, it pushes us to the danger, but within that small fraction of the reflex, we fight it back, and then we run away from it because we see it will hurt us. But for them, they get excited and they want to be part of it. So you find that if you look at the data we have, a lot of children are getting hit. And this is 10 years and below. I know we as parents at one point we want to bring them up and to make sure they are responsible as early as possible.
And independent.
And being independent, so that when they leave for school, we only say bye, and then we want to check time when it's time to come back, and it's like, hey, leo amechelewa. But we don't want to be involved in the challenges that they are going through. There are crazy people out there, crazy motorcycle riders who just come to the pedestrian walking paths, and these are children on the road. The vehicles are super fast, everybody is in a rush, the matatus are doing what they do best.
And overlapping.
Bringing in more danger. They create a higher potential danger to these children.
Yes.
So you find that these children get confused because these are things that they are going through and nobody is talking to them, not even their own teachers. But we realize that not all of us are aware, and that is why we are going into this. So they are worst hit because they are vulnerable.
They are vulnerable. Okay.
They can't protect themselves, they can't voice up. It takes a sane person to voice up for them. Somewhere along Jogo Road, there is always a marshal. Nobody pays him. So one day I decided to talk to him and he says, children have been hit here. So I'm asking him, and why did you decide to do this? He says, I'm a resident around here, and every time a child was hit, the reality hit hard when he realized he knows the names. So today someone is hit, it is Oworo Tet. Tomorrow someone is hit, it is a name you know very well, a name you relate with. So it really pained him because these are children he knows. So he decided to just help them start crossing. So parents, viewers, wherever, place a guardian where you are. Where are these children hit the most?
Yeah, so most of the people ask, where do most child pedestrians injuries and deaths actually happen?
Places where we have high traffic.
Okay.
High traffic necessarily does not mean vehicles.
Okay.
There is a lot of movement, which is very much confusing. And you find we only want to tend to look at the car. Jogo Road has a section where you can walk on foot safely.
Yes.
But our motorcycle riders are there with us. They have left the road where they are insured to be. Now they are there with us. So you don't know whether, because this side is the ditch, the footpath and the road, and then now two motorcycle riders. One is coming from behind, the other is coming from the front. You don't know whether to go to the ditch. You will break your leg. So probably the child will run to the road because the road seems wider, with the hope that somebody will see them and then swerve away from them. When they want to try and cross the road, their ability to process information, to gauge a vehicle speed, a vehicle that is moving, I would be able to tell you this is about 40 kilometers per hour from the experience. But how will a baby even know what 40 kilometers per hour is? So they get confused. That is why at most times you see them running and stopping. What best do? They hold their ears and scream. High traffic areas. If you're listening to me, if you see any child on the road, remember we started by saying however big they look,
yes,
they are still children. Stop. Purity Mason is a Kenyan lady who is doing a lot of awareness on child road safety because she lost a son to this. And if you hear her story, you really feel the pain. So she has a reflective jacket, a big one. So she will just stop the car, stop the next car if it's a dual, and then make sure the children cross safely, and then the other side, then she comes back. Okay. By the way, no policeman will ever arrest you for putting on your hazard lights to help a child cross the road. They will never. They will never.
All right.
They will never. arrest you. I have done that so many times. They come and they just tell me, so you are a remnant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, the first time I heard the word remnant, it came from a police officer, so I had to go and check. Areas with a lot of parked vehicles.
That's also another black spot.
This one happens in the estates a lot.
Okay.
We miss parking in the apartment, so we park on one side of the road, and then the other side is for movement, and then early morning, we want to start activity, people who are going to work, people who are catching up.
Yes, yes.
So these vehicles act as blind spots for children. So probably they're listening to the engine sound of a vehicle. They don't know which side, even adults would not easily know which side is it coming from.
Absolutely.
Then as they try to cross, most children tend to run, so that they believe go fast to avoid the danger.
Okay.
But that is where they are caught up with it, and it is crushing them and hurting them a lot. Areas with high speed, because every child believes the person in the car must be able to see them. They don't know that there are positions where if you stand, we call them vehicle blind spots, the driver will not see you because the windshield pillars are blocking. In fact, the front blind spot is the worst. You see the normal 33-seater that we have. If a 10-year-old stands in front, the driver is highly likely to miss seeing them. So these children don't know that these vehicle blind spots, they are not allowed to be there. There are specific positions that when they stand, they are not visible. Because I've never seen them in reflective jackets, so it's easy. Most uniforms are dull.
All right.
Only a few schools have red sweaters, yellow, that is spontaneous for us to be able to see.
So that's something that should be adjusted even as we are speaking today. Maybe the school heads should want to consider certain brighter colors for uniforms, perhaps?
If I am asked, I would say schools should have sweaters that shout, probably red, yellow, funny colors that you cannot miss.
Okay.
There is a school where I stay. They have several type of colors in tracksuits. The ones in yellow, red, and purple are so easy to identify, and the ones in white. But the ones in navy blue, I always feel like no. If I am to buy, I would go for the red. Yeah.
All right. I think that point is home now. Yes. So which other areas?
Areas. This is probably for the urban setup.
Okay.
Areas with highway driving. A place like Samburu, we are planning something there with Rehan or Has. It's a highway. Always having traffic. It's Route 104, our main commercial road. Yeah? So schools that are around. Probably a truck stalled close to the school. It's crossing a blind spot. You cannot see what is coming.
Yes.
And then the children, they get excitement. The bell has rung. They don't want to be late.
Yes.
The bell has rung. They will not have the audacity to wait for the truck or the vehicle to pass because probably you are a late comer, you will be given a disc, you will be given some slight punishment. They want to avoid it, so they normally run. And this time round, if you look well, our motorcycle riders have hit more children than vehicles. Because they tend to want to be invisible. They believe they are super fast human beings, and it's causing us a lot. It's causing us a lot. So these are the areas where our children get hit the most. And the worst part is they are hit on the pedestrian crossing point.
Absolutely. That's a big concern.
They get hit the worst.
But, okay, there's one more place that we probably haven't looked at. Why would dry roads be, something highlighted when it comes to, the risk when it comes to child pedestrian? We have seen researchers, including your own work, highlight the dry roads as, let's say, a black spot. Why would it be such a big problem for the child pedestrian?
It's something that not even science can explain. But then there are factors that now come in.
All right.
Now that one mostly depends with the drivers. It now depends with the drivers who ought to go deeper in knowledge. And as I said, poor training. Poor training. If the driver knows certain intelligence in them, then they are able to protect those hits from such areas. But you find that we are in a generation where right now your car is overseas, almost halfway into Kenya, and then it is when you think of going for training. The vehicle reaches the port.
Excuse me.
You already want to go for it. Then you realize you miss out on a lot of information. People ask me how I attained all this information. And I do tell them my training took longer. So
3 years?
3 years. So that I am in a position to look differently. This is a baby. What are the reflex actions of a baby on the road? What if they are running and all of a sudden see another vehicle and just decide to stall and stop on the road? How will I be able to protect this baby and stop my fellow road user from hitting this baby? So these are things that many of us have never thought of. But the only time you will think about it is when your own is hit. When your own is hit, that is when you now want to think about it, and you begin to get the feel.
All right.
There is a place called play areas, a playground.
Yes, for the children.
For the children. It's uncontrolled. There is no marshal who watches. But nowadays I see some security firms coming and say, we watch over your child. When the child plays, there is more of a bodyguard, and they look at how they play.
Okay.
A lot of playgrounds have been grabbed, and infrastructure is coming up. So you find that whatever is left, the little space, we have roads. The little space, we want to park. The little space, the children have to play. Play is part of growth in child development.
Absolutely, yes.
So they also want to catch up with it and play. But then that is where the chaos begins, because the driver is not aware. The adult who is around, we are a self-generation. The adult who is around, huyo si mtoto wangu, inanihusu nini?
So there's that also.
Yes.
I want us to talk more about, we've already talked about the areas and that are more risky and the children are vulnerable. But now way forward, because I see we have, time is running out. What then should we teach our children if they, like we say, the adults are not even aware or not even present? How then do we equip our children about this, these scenarios or situations that might pose in front of them?
First thing I would teach a child is that they must understand that not every person inside the car on the wheel will be able to see them.
All right.
And then if they realize that, they give me the opportunity to tell them, always put on a bright cloth. Just teach them that whoever is in that car, it is not a must they see you. They are human beings, probably touching on radio, probably doing other things.
Okay.
The second thing I will teach a child is look left, look right. But as you look left and look right, these are the things to look out for.
All right.
These are the things to look out for. Yesterday evening, I found a group of children playing, and I just stopped the car. My vehicle is fitted with music, and we played some music that children love.
Yes.
This is in the estate. And then I attracted their attention, and when they came, I reduced the volume. I was dancing with them, and then I told them, who knows how to cross the road? And they were telling me, you just walk across.
Oh.
So I told them, no, we have to look left, and then we look right. And when we look left, and so another intelligent one asked me, why do you look at left 2 times? And then I had to explain.
Yes.
When you look left, check out for what is coming. When you look right, you don't know if something has changed on the left. So you come back to confirm. Then as you cross, throw left, right, and never ever run while crossing the road. I took about 15 minutes. Somebody might think I wasted it, but I invested, because they will catch to it. They will catch to it.
Yes.
Teach the children to learn to call for help.
Yes.
If they are going to cross the road, let them call for help. It will not cost you, even if they don't, they might not even have the confidence to speak to you, but if you see them along the road and they want to cross, it does not cost you to just hold their hands and walk with them. And then I teach guardians. Most of these children are picked by our house managers.
Yes.
Who are on phone. Remember we said the phone is the worst.
Yes.
They are on phone, tweeting, chatting, Facebooking. Some are going live, some are on Instagram.
Yes.
They walk with the baby. They move away from the danger, and they want the baby to walk close to them where they see them. Most of us, our powerful side is on the right. It's on the right side. And that is why when you walk,
Yes.
you always want things to be on your right, because probably your first reflex will be on the right. But when you are walking with a child and the child is on your right hand side, remember most of us don't even know which side to walk on, so we keep left, like the vehicles. So when we are walking, it is the danger, the baby, then you.
So you're the one who's shielded.
You are the one who is shielded by the most vulnerable, who needs your protection.
Quite a concern, Mr. Otat. I know we have a lot to talk about, but these people can still get these tips on social media. You just want to, of course, we say this every day because we don't have enough time, but Mr. Otat will always keep you posted and updated. So please enlighten them again for those who are watching us for the first time on where to get more information besides just being here on Lookup TV.
If you are on Twitter, my handle is @road_driving. If you want this on YouTube, it is Road Safety and Safe Driving Practices channel. Facebook, it is Oworotet, and then there is a group called Dereva Chunga Maisha. My WhatsApp number is 0728065009. Please don't call. Just send a WhatsApp message. Be sure I will be able to respond. And if you want to get it live, make sure you don't miss the morning drift. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll leave them with a video which you scripted. I mean, that was amazing. I don't think I've seen such videos, you know, on social media, but of course you need to look out for that video in a short while. Let me just read a few feedback here from the viewer. And at Bon J. Moore says, good morning. And of course I can see here Joy Mark says, there should be a law that children under the age of 10 should not be allowed to cross streets by themselves.
It is low.
It is low?
Yes.
Okay, it already is.
It is low, but the problem is our parents, our guardians, we are too busy, extremely busy. We leave at 5, the baby will go to school at 7. So.
Okay, so Joy, what you're seeing here is that is already law. The implementation is the problem. And of course, someone asked that kids should be sensitized never to run while crossing the road. And that is just what Mr. Worotet has reiterated or said here on set. So we always appreciate your presence. And every morning, it's just good that we're equipped with, everything that we need to make sure that we arrive our destinations alive.
Thank you.
We see you again tomorrow, or someone in representation, but still, road safety conversations should not end here. So keep talking to us, tag @LookUpTV, @Doris Anki, and talk to us across all the social media platforms on what next you want us to talk about on the road safety measures the next day and the coming weeks. I think that is in order. All right, we are coming back.